Okay, so now let's talk about how these interact. So you'll notice that the noise generator is hardwired to the input of the sample and hold, which means that where it's sampling the voltage is actually coming from here. So that has some interesting implications. So let's try to apply it in a way that's really obvious for you to hear. If we just turn this up, I'm back to the first patch we did in the last lesson. So we're sending sample and hold to the filter frequency, and we've got a lot of resonance to make it really obvious. Okay, so if the noise generator is the input, that means we have some control over here. Means if we turn down the attenuator on the noise generator, we get absolutely nothing. So there's some really nice control built in here, especially for like applying it to pitch. We can really zero in on how much pitch can happen, because we've got an attenuator here, an attenuator here. So this is like, how much noise are we sending? How much are we going to sample? And then if we apply it to an attenuator here, it's like, how much are we receiving? So you can get these down to like quarter tones and eighth tones and half tones, and it's a really good way to get control of your situation. So this is how much. Similarly, this is, we have a low frequency noise, which is sort of brown, all the way up to a white noise. So we can get much more harmonically rich noise, which leads to a broader sample range. That's pink noise, so we've already got like a lot happening. So there's white noise, brighter and brighter. So it's sort of like lower stuff, somewhere in between, and really bright sounds. Also, you'll notice we have an input into the sample and hold. So that has some implications too, because it means we don't have to use noise for the sample. We can use basically anything. So I'm going to take the pulse wave out of oscillator 2. Okay, so when it's in audio range, you get this like higher frequency stuff. But if we put it down into low frequency range, we can get a steady rhythm out of this. And I've got a pulse width, so it's an interesting thing that's sort of happening. We've got a regular clock here, but we're hitting different points of the pulse, and the rhythm is changing. And we can, of course, change the frequency and the pulse width to make all kinds of stuff happen. So there's some interesting stuff happening there. It doesn't have to be a square wave, it can be a triangle or a saw. Let's do a triangle. So now we're hitting the wave at lots of different points, and the clock becomes really interactive here. And what you're hearing is we can get a ton of rhythms out of this interaction, and they're steady rhythms because we're not using noise, we're using a steady wave. Not to mention the frequency has a play in here too. We get all this like really wildly unpredictable but musically interesting stuff to happen. And I'll turn the resonance down a little bit so you can hear what that sounds like. So I hope that gives you some ideas.